Okay, it's good to see so many of my colleagues here supporting me in this session. So SMA Power, okay? Okay, anyway, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So first and foremost, I would like to thank APO for giving me the opportunities to do this sharing session. Right? Okay, so the industry have made their decisions. They are planning to use alternative fuels, methanol, ammonia, and in future, hydrogens to meet the net zero carbon or near zero carbon by 2050, right? Next. Is that right? Okay. Okay, so methanol and ammonia is friendly to the environment, but is not friendly to human life and marine life. So it's hazardous actually. So it's important for industry to know how to handle these two fuels. Right? For methanol, it's highly flammable, and the fire cannot be seen in the daylight. Okay? Whereas for ammonia, it's not easily burned, but it's highly toxic. So in the last few conferences that I've attended, there is a common question which industry people are asking. What happens if there's accidents, explosions involving methanol and ammonia? So we have been handling this fuel for many decades. It's not new as cargo. In fact, the last 20 years, there was 3 cases of methanol explosion. And in each cases, there are fatalities. People died. Okay? As for ammonia, 30 years ago, there was a major accident explosion at the Senegal, West Africa, where more than 100 people died and more than 1,000 actually was injured because it's very harmful, not only inhalation, but in contact with the fuel also cause very harm and can be very fatal as well. Okay? So that's why the key is to train the seafarers and the maritime professional well so they can handle these fuels safely and efficiently. Okay? Okay, last year, Singapore actually conducted the first ship-to-ship methanol bunkering in July. Following from this bunkering operation, SMA has been working closely with MPA to design and develop the cost to handle methanol. So this is what happened. Okay, so we don't have much reference to develop the syllabus. So we use the IMO interim guideline. Okay, this is what we have last year. So from here, we developed into the syllabus. So then we decided to have 2 different type of courses. One is the basic for the crew to assist with bunkering operations. The other one is the advanced course for the officers and for the managers from the office. Okay? Basically, what's the difference? For the crew, they need to know the chemical and physical properties of the methanol. They need to know the emergency response. They need to know what are the safety gear and equipment they need to have during bunkering operations. For the advanced stage, they need to know more. They need to know about the fuel system, about the storage system. They need to know about the auxiliary system in the engine room. So they need to know the engine room operations. And on top of that, they need to know about the gas plume dynamic. What is gas plume dynamics? So what happens is the gas is released to the environment. So how can you evaluate the risk? So they need to know about this, the kind of risk that can happen if the gas is released to the atmosphere or if the fuel oil is spilled in the water. Okay? So this is something we include inside the training. Okay, since launching this course in March, we have trained about more than 300 seafarers and maritime professionals from across the world, from Asia and from Europe. In fact, more than 60% of the participants are from overseas, not from Singapore. Okay? And they are employed by MERS, by Evergreen, by CMA, GM, and then by Express Feeder, because these are the vessels that are going to use methanol in the near future. Okay? Okay, so the photo on the top row is the practical classes that we have conducted. So inside the courses, we include the practical methanol fire exercise. I've been in industry for 37 years. I never experienced methanol fire before. I'm sure many of you don't. Okay, we carry methanol as cargo, but we never see the fire before. So in fact, the methanol fire, you cannot see. It's invisible during the daylight. So how can the seafarers handle or extinguish a fire which they cannot see? So during the training, we train them on using the infrared camera to detect the fire, and we also train them on the use of gas detector to detect the gas. Okay? So these are additional things we are including as a training on top of what the IMO interim guidelines provided. Okay? And also, we have a partner, Center of Excellence in Maritime Safety. They have developed an immersive learning package using VR technology. So as you can see below in the bottom row, so we include this as part of the training. So just to share with you, we don't only train seafarers and maritime professionals. Last week, we have 14 SCDF officers, firefighters, attending this course. Firefighters are expert in fighting fire, but how much they know about ship operations? So that's why through the VR package, they can go through the process of bunkering step by step. Okay, so they are familiar with bunkering operations. So when they're familiar with bunkering operations, so they are more familiar with the risk involved. So this is something we enhance our training using VR training package, using technology as part of training, right? Okay, so recently, I think in July, the IMO Maritime Just Transition Task Force provided a guideline again. So we do a gap analysis. So there's a 5.6% gap, so we decided to fill up the gap. So now in full compliance with IMO interim guidelines as well as a Just Transition Task Force guidelines as well. So we are ready to launch this. Once IMO make it mandatory, I think we are already more aligned with IMO requirements. Right? Okay, earlier in March also, we did the world first ammonia bunkering on this vessel, Fortescue Green Pioneer. This vessel is actually an offshore support vessel. 2 of the 4 engines have been retrofit to use ammonia as fuel. And the conversion was done here in Singapore, Citrium Shipyard, and the ammonia was supplied by Bopak Terminal. So this vessel actually is running using ammonia as well as diesel. It's a dual fuel. They are planning to decommission the vessel somewhere in the next few months. So before they decommission, SMA conducted a training program on board the vessels where we invite MPA officers, 23 of them. SMA trainers also on board went for the training, and we invite some key industry partners. So the idea is for them to familiarize with the design, familiarize with the fuel system and auxiliary systems. So we are ready to launch the ammonia course next year after IMO come out with interim guideline. So because the first vessel, cargo vessel, they're going to be delivered using ammonia is somewhere in early 2026. So we are ready to conduct the training for the crew before they even start operating the ships when they're doing bunkering here. Yeah? Okay, earlier this year in April, MPA has announced this. They want to set up the METF, Maritime Energy Training Facility. This is a decentralized network of training facility. They are supporting the training of seafarers on handling ammonia and methanol, new fuel. Okay? So currently, SMA already supporting this. There are 23 industry stakeholders have signed the LOI, and last month I heard another 29 has signed the LOI. Mostly are ship owners, ship managers, trade association, maritime trade association. So currently there are more than 50 industry stakeholders have signed this LOI to support this training facility. Okay. For SMA, we're already doing it. So just to share with you, the IMO Secretary General Arsenio Dominguez visited these facilities when he was here in April. So he wants to see what are the facilities that are supporting METF. So we are planning to share with IMO our experience of conducting this training related to new fuel. So we have this Pori Marina where we conduct the firefighting. And we have our engine room and breach simulator and our engineering workshops, and also our partner, Center of Excellence in Maritime Safety. They are actually developing the VR training package to supplement the training for ammonia as well. Okay? So we are ready to launch the course next year. So I think this is the end of my presentation. I just want to share with you that SMA is fully committed to support Singapore to continue its position as a leading global maritime hub and also as leading bunker hub. Just to share with you, last year, Singapore, we actually made a bunker sales record, 51.8 million last year. So I'm sure Singapore wants to continue to be the main bunkering hub for the next few years. So we are ready to support MPA with this. Okay? Thank you, everyone.